What's going on, everyone? My name's Boyd and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Set. His name is Joe. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Odin. His name is ShadowFaxx. It's a best of 3 and it's currently 1-1. Game number 3. Whoever wins this game wins the series, gets the points, and is going to be very, very happy. ShadowFaxx opting to go with Odin on this one, possibly just because it's Watering Hole. It's a good Norse map to play on, but Joe also opting to go with the Set. Should expect this from Joe to go with Set on this map. He loves the high hunt maps with Set, gets him extra animals, and can allow him to do a lot of really cool looking plays with the Anubites, which are very difficult to deal with as Norse, especially as Odin, who has no access to Hall of Thanes. It may even be a better idea to simply go for Thor here against Joe, because you get access to Forseti, which gives you some Hall of Thane Hersa to deal with the Anubites. 2, you get access to Pig Sticker to pick off any elephants or any sort of animals in your opponent's army really fast. And 3, you get the advantage of playing Norse on a high hunt map, which is going to be good. And I think it's possibly just against Joe you would want to do this, because not really anybody else is playing or planning to pick Set on these maps. Lots of players pick like the Uranos, or pick the Greek gods, things like that, and it can be a little bit crappy. But against Joe, that's what I'd go with if I wanted to play Norse here. But we are seeing the Odin, so we'll see what he can do, if he can deal with the shenanigans that Joe's going to be opting for. You see fairly fast advances incoming here for Joe, throwing up the houses. This sort of build here, 5 villagers food, 3 villagers gold, normally indicates a fast advance time for Joe. And he's maybe not going through Anubis in this game, probably going to go through Ptah here. Possibly because he spotted this gold mine. He's very happy about booming here instead. Mithril Horseshoes as well means that he's going to be able to get out cavalry to deal with raiding cavalry of ShadowFaxx. It's going to be very, very good. And here's the temple coming up for Joe. Nice and early, very far forward. It's not defended very well, but I mean, the Sentry Tower does defend it, I guess, because it turns into a watchtower for free here. But a very early temple. It's looking like ShadowFaxx does spot the priest though, which is very nice. We do see him go for double Ulfsark. So very, very smart play here from ShadowFaxx. Going to move the Ulfsark back in a very forward temple here. Going to be using this one to sort of create a building wall across here, but this is risky. This is risky because if you fall behind at all, you just lose all your buildings and you fall even further behind, because you can't just retreat to your town center and your watchtowers for defense here, which you see ShadowFaxx coming in, going to be harassing some of these villagers, no alt S onto them, and not only that, he's going to try and push a zebra away from the granary. Joe a little bit slow on getting these ones back to work, but you know, totally fine for him. Still no monument to the villagers up either, and he's going to be advancing through Ptah here, going for about a 430. Some hippopotamus in his base getting converted here, not building any priests, and not going to go for any sort of vision shifting sands, though I do expect him to cast vision onto ShadowFaxx's base. It's a bit of a fake. That's something that a lot of players do. But honestly, I kind of prefer holding on to vision and shifting sands now with Set if you go for this Ptah, because you can get some really, really nice all-in plays onto like a SPAC town center here. You get all your units and villages, and you just go for this town center as if you underworlded, but the underworld got immediately deleted. You get the town center for yourself. You put up all your buildings here and you try and defend in here while you're putting that pressure in. There's the monument to the villagers now for Joe, and he's going to be sending some villagers over onto this back town center to get for himself. He hasn't managed to convert too many animals though, which is a little bit unfortunate for Joe, but he is holding on to vision, it looks like. So I like this from Joe, and I think we're going to be seeing some sort of a vision shifting sands play a little bit later, which basically means that ShadowFaxx has got to be scared for for the entirety of the game. If he ever sees Joe getting some sort of a sizable army, he has to be playing very defensive, which does sort of sit well with the Odin style in this game. Trying to get to the Mythic Age for a Balder, for a Ragnarok to control the middle. You don't want to go too all in with the Ragnarok on this map because of how defensive gold mines are. If this gold mine is expired by the time the Ragnarok comes, you can get a gold star on this map because of just the spawnage here. Gold mines are all over here. So we'll see if Joe recognizes this and does what he does. We'll just want to go for the safe gold mine immediately. But I like the idea of going onto this gold mine a little bit early, but obviously it's a little bit dangerous to defend. And we just see the Valkyrie over here pushing in. We see a forest fire coming in. It's going to give the Valkyrie a little bit of breathing room to harass these villagers, which does get pulled back here. Meanwhile, the Wadjet over here trying to do a lot of damage. It does do 16 damage every time it attacks, plus is it 200%? Yeah, plus 200% bonus damage. Nice micro from Joe to keep his villagers alive, trying to surround the Valkyrie here, and the Valkyrie will have to get pulled away from this location for the time being, but some more units pulling in here. We've got the Hursar out, we've got the Ulfsark out, and we are seeing some raiding cavalry getting built for ShadowFaxx right now as he's ready to push in onto this location. The Pharaoh coming over here as well. May actually have to see a shifting sands onto this army just to continue hunting this location here, but I think that's very last resort. We do have a Hippopotamus plus Hyena set, plus Pharaoh, plus Wadjet. The Ulfsark almost gets one hit there, or two hit, I should say. Villagers are already over here, so they can get pulled off their food here. We do see the shifting sands there pulling these Hursar in. It's a lot of value to pick these guys off, and he will kill off both of them there. Forest Fire does manage to pick off one house there. Will not actually be able to pick off this Hursar. It's going to be close. It leaves with 9 HP, and the Valkyrie gets picked off. Hursar over here lives with its life as the villagers are still chasing it around. The priest did get picked off, who was trying to convert that elephant. Wouldn't be a bad idea to try and convert that one again. The Pharaoh are going to heal up the Wadjet, and Joe's going to be very, very happy with his position right now as the second town center is coming up for ShadowFaxx. This is a very aggressive second town center, and I say this quite a bit. But if you grab this town center again late, if you grab a late second town center against an Egyptian player or against anybody who's gone for a fast 2 town centers, you're giving them a close place to hit, a close place to attack, and you're going to have to play around that. So I assume that ShadowFaxx getting this town center will probably mean that he's going to be able to get he's going to want to get a very early Skadi here, and Joe's going to be going through Nephthys very, very fast. He's already got his armory up, he's building some axemen out, and he's going to be hitting the Heroic Age possibly in the next minute and a half here, I would assume, to check out his economy. He's getting very close to the next age, and it's looking like ShadowFaxx is actually doing exactly the same thing. I don't see an armory for him, but he does have a lot of resources in the bank. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for a fast heroic here, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work. You see the Pharaoh moving forward with a couple of axemen, getting very far forward, almost picks off the low HP Hursar there, but does not quite get it, and then he's going to be retreating back. We do see a third town center now getting grabbed for Joe, so not opting for any sort of aggressive fast heroic. I take it all back. The correct decision, or the decision that Joe's going for, is just simply going, oh, you got 2 town centers? I'm going to go 3 town centers. This does give ShadowFaxx a lot of breathing room, this third town center, which means that he's going to be able to either go to the Mythic Age, the Heroic Age, or he's going through Njord here. I don't like Njord at all. Not with a 4 town center like this. This is going to be an interesting one. He may be able to take down this town center with the forest, with the Walking Woods. Walking Woods in its current iteration, the way that the Voodoo Balance Patch has made it, is basically just like free siege weapons. So you don't have to build too much of an army to use them. You also get the Mountain Giant as well. So very, 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 very strong push is needed with the Walking Woods to get too much out of it. We do see some raiding cavalry getting produced now for ShadowFaxx Hursar as well, getting produced. You need an army with this. We do see Nephthys coming through as well, so it's going to be a very small timing window of about 30 seconds that ShadowFaxx is going to have to push on this town center. And we'll see if it works out for him or not. You see the villagers moving forward onto these water buffalo over here, and Joe not really producing too much military, not sensing this push. I tell a lie. He's sensing the push very, very well here. Already building priests, already getting fans of the Pharaoh. Going to be moving over here. Raiding cavalry pumping out right now. Mountain Giant is making his way over here. And we do have the Nephthys 60% here. So only about 20 seconds left for this timing attack, and a hill fort going up now for ShadowFaxx. So even if he goes for this now, it's probably going to be a little bit too late. The Mountain Giant going to be moving in onto this town center. The Ancestors is more than enough to help take down the majority of the Walking Woods. The Mountain Giant gets sent back. Priest coming in here already. More priests getting pumped out for Joe. I wouldn't be surprised to see him just go 6 or 7 of them. There's the vision into the base of ShadowFaxx, looking for an Ancestors here. I don't know if I like that. He's just seeing what happens, and there's the Walking Woods here for ShadowFaxx. The priest already over here. The axemen are on top of the infantry units of ShadowFaxx right now. These Walking Woods are going to be targeting down the town center. There's so many priests and pharaohs here to defend against this, and this is just not going to do anything. The town center is easily going to survive this one. We do see some raiding cavalry are on top of this right now, and the town center lives with ease, not even having to use the Ancestors at all. There is still the Mountain Giant to come in, do a little bit of damage with all of these priests, plus with the Pharaoh here as well. These I don't think that this Mountain Giant's going to be able to do all too much damage here, and still not able to get up the hill fort here, nor just not the right decision at all. And he's going to have to deal with an Ancestors with no real ability to defend against it, and ShadowFaxx in that moment decides to tap out. GG. Well played by Joe. I think Joe he somehow sniffed out the Njord here. Building the priests to fight against Frost Giant spam is still another thing as well. So he was just playing around both of them, but considering the Njord came through, it was just too much for ShadowFaxx to push through, and he only did like half HP on the town center as well. Had he gone straight away with and had like a forward temple, I mean his temple was fairly forward, but had a forward temple, he probably could have taken this down. These priests were a little bit slow to the fight. If he cast the Walking Woods straight away, he may have been able to take the town center down. But I don't think building this hill fort was the right idea. Part of the idea of going Njord is that you don't have to get the hill fort, because you immediately get six siege weapons. So you don't have to build a hill fort to get portable rams out or anything like that. So you can just spam out units. And I think going for I don't know, just like trying to push through axemen with infantry is really hard. He had some raiding cavalry, but it just wasn't enough. Anyways, GG. Joe takes the series 2-1. If you enjoyed this game, please rate on the YouTubes, and if you're on the Twitch, hit the follow button, and if you're still on the YouTubes, hit the subscribe button so you can see the games as soon as they come out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.